it's only natural as small business owners that we do think from an operator's perspective. And as a result, we have our heads down. We're looking at the things that need to be done. Schedules have to be met. Customers have to be satisfied. Payrolls have to be met. And the problem with that when it comes to strategic planning is that we never take the time to rise up, raise our eyes out over the horizon and take a look at the things that could impact our businesses, because we're so used to looking down and trying to meet these daily demands. It's only when we can break away, create that free time to allow our minds to think more broadly that we're really going to get the best out of our strategic planning exercise. One of my favorite parts about the whole business planning exercise, as it applies to companies that attend, is watching the progression of the owner and then the key people in the organization year after year as they attend. Typically, when they come the first year, the owner might attend by himself or herself. And you look at the plan and you go, yeah, that's a good plan, and now they've got a sense of direction. But you know that it's really a first-year plan. When they come back that second year, you see a different plan take place because it's more thought out. They understand the process a little bit better, and typically they will involve people in their organization, even back at their offices, so that they can give input into the final product. About the third year, you see that owner show up with a couple people in the organization with them. And now they're getting the input directly from them during the plan. Now what we see, and one of my favorite things about it, is watching the maturing, if you will, of the people who are giving input. You can see their initial thoughts being put into the plan. But over the course of the following years, you see the richness, the deepness of the thinking that goes into that plan and to the direction of the company. And it's really rewarding. Usually it takes a year or two for people or for the owner of the business to really get the hang of strategic planning, to establish the discipline to look up over the horizon. But then after you see that, and after you see the progression over the coming years, you can see how deep those plans become. More importantly, the impact that it has on the growth and the success of their businesses. There is an invisible point, an invisible part, if you will, of the strategic planning process. And that's the actual words that take place in the plan that are entered into the plan. It's also that maturing of the individuals who are helping write it. You don't see that on the surface, but you know that it's taking place in their minds. Now what happens is they're able to take it back to their business, and you can see the impact that it can have not only on the financial performance of the business, but on the engagement of the people within the organization. You can see it grow the people, and as the people grow in the organization, the business just follows. So that's the visible piece of it, as opposed to the invisible piece that you don't always see because it's taking place inside their heads. And if there's no other reason to do a strategic plan, that's a profound reason to do it, because not only are you growing your business, but you're growing the people in it. Yeah, there are really two parts to a strategic plan. One is writing it, and the other part is executing on it. The writing part is usually the fun part. It feels like a lot of work, but when you look back at it, you realize, that was a good time. I was away from the office, we were here networking with other people, and we were dreaming about the future, planning for the future. That's the easy part. The tough part is the execution. And that written plan is useless if it goes back to your office, sits on a shelf, and is never visited again. It's when people have direct accountabilities, their names are in the plan, that they're accountable for this. And then they follow through and they execute on those things, those accountabilities that were theirs. That's when you see the real change take place in an organization.